Hey, I'm Mystic Mia Moksha, and we are looking at the energies of you, them, and the truth. This could be you and a romantic partner, or a friend or family member, or a group of people, or a work situation. It could be something on a personal level, or something in your environment. Basically, it's two opposing forces in your life right now that's really important for you to look at. It might include one or more areas of life, and I will guarantee that if you're watching this right now, it will resonate. It might be relevant to your life now. It might be more relevant in 3, 6, 8, 12, 13 months. I just know that it will affect you in one of these time frames. These readings are honestly meant for light workers, people who are just more self-aware, that are more spiritual. And hey, you could be the most spiritual person in the world and not know any spiritual terms. I'm honestly making these readings for myself and those that can benefit, just because I don't see readings like this much out there, and I prefer more high caliber divine messages. Alright, so let's get started. Spirit starting already? Okay, so this is you. Okay. Right away. Using the dragon's blood incense. Okay. You have the Ace of Cups, the Five of Swords, and the Hierophant. Alright. There's a lot of emotion involved here, a lot of inner feelings. Feeling very confident in yourself and who you are. There's a little bit of doubt here, but that's subsiding. I feel like you might be someone who's dealt with a lot of self-doubt when you were younger or in your recent past, and you have grown quite a bit. And when I say quite a bit, I mean like if someone from 5 years ago, 10 years ago were to meet you now and they haven't seen you for a while, they would think you're a different person. So I can see you being like very powerfully brought in to the world. Okay, this camera. You're very powerfully bringing in this like power that you've been subtly working on behind the scenes alone for a very long time. You've cultivated this power. It's kind of really incredible. Like, you have such a strength to you, inner strength. Your mind is sharp. You're a master of your emotions. You know what's interesting to me here is like this Hierophant, usually it's like the Fool card that has, all 4 elements represented, water with cups, swords with air, wands with fire, the pentacles with earth. And I see all these elements here represented in the Hierophant card. It's kind of like you've reached a level of mastery before, and now the level of mastery that you've achieved is ready to kind of come on to the world stage, come out to the public, to more people of who you really are. You're a very powerful magician, I'm getting. You're a master manifester, to be honest, and you've been very alone, even though you have already mastered all the elements before, it's like a kind of a second coming out. Like people might have known that you are very spiritual, or that you're very healed, and your energies have had a lot of experiences and learned from them. Very someone that people go to advice for. You might actually have a career related to giving advice to people, or life coaching, or something of that sort. And so the fact that you've been alone, even with this mastery, I feel like this is kind of like a second coming out. Like you've already kind of declared yourself as someone who is very wise because of the growth you've experienced, the experiences and healing and work you've done to connect with divinity, the divinity within yourself. Master of the energies, or you have a lot of wisdom, a lot of truth that maybe a lot of people respect you, come to you for advice, or when they need someone to talk to them, or confirm their own life choices. This is really interesting. There's just a very slight bit of doubt left, but that is just like a lingering doubt that that is natural when you're in this kind of setup. That's very interesting. Okay, so what's your opposing force here? Because if this is you, my readings are vice versa. So you could have both these energies within yourself, or within a relationship dynamic between you and whoever this resonates with, or like a group dynamic. It could be you in a workplace, or some sort of other kind of group. So what is the opposing force here? If you, this very powerful person, are coming out as an even more public figure, or just let's see what's going on here. 3 of Pentacles. So it's this dynamic of like you going it on your own versus like working with others. And for me, I'm seeing this kind of like 3 of Pentacles, like a not as powerful as this Major Arcana Hierophant card. I feel like you might be stepping into a leadership role, whether you want to or not. And that's kind of like the little bit of self-doubt here, because I don't know, this might be like a promotion that you did not expect. It's throwing you into the big leagues, and you're wondering, do you have what it takes to take on this much responsibility, or this much work, or do this kind of, play this kind of role, do work in this kind of line of field. It's kind of like getting the promotion you've always wanted, or something bigger than you could even dream of, and then freaking out because you feel like you still need to know the lay of the land. You need a few weeks, a few months. I'm getting a few months more specifically to kind of study everything and for the role, for the position that you're going to be in. And it's kind of like you're in a little bit of a freak out mode. Like, can I do this? But you can. You're a master. This little bit of self-doubt, it's just that fear, a little bit of fear of doing something exciting and new that's a little bit nerve-wracking. But this is like you stepping up to a challenge that's worthy of you and your energy. Okay. And this card just fell on the ground, but that's the truth. The 7 of Pentacles. Okay. It's time to reap the rewards. Okay, so you've been watching yourself grow for a very long time. I just think that you might have not had like a appropriate challenge or appropriate stage to kind of showcase who you are now, not just to other people, most importantly to yourself, to your higher self, to God himself. You know, I don't specifically believe in God, but I do believe in a higher power, source energy, or God. I use these terms interchangeably because I think we get too caught up on specifics, but in spirituality, it's kind of like acknowledging some higher power is what's most important, not what you call that higher power. So Seven of Pentacles here. The truth is, you know that you've been working on yourself for a very long time, or whatever passion project you've been working on, whatever business or whatever self-growth process you've been working on for a very long time, and you might have forgotten it. You might have forgotten what you were doing all this work for. You've been working for such a long time. Maybe you're a truther and you've been trying to kind of show people the truth for a very long time, or I feel like you might be very a giving person, or done a line of work in the service to others field for a very long time, very charitable with your time and your wisdom and your energy. You know, I think one of the best things you can do for people is just give them your time, not money, not things, you don't even have to give everyone your love. Just give them a little bit of time, lend them your ear. You know, give them a compliment. Just truly just hear that person out for a second. That's the best thing you can do for anyone. It's the best gift, and it's free. Not necessarily. It costs energy. And so for someone like you who has a lot of energy, you must be giving out your energy a lot, helping other people, making sure other people are okay, and so on and so forth, while taking care of yourself, which is a big deal because you carry a lot of energy. So your self-care is super important because you have a lot more energy to manage within yourself, a lot more power. And also, the other side of that is that you have a lot of power and energy to invest in others. So you've been working on this for a very long time, and now it's time to reap the rewards. Did you not think that there was going to be a time where you can prove to yourself and to the divine and to others what you're really made of? The stuff that you've been working on is going to shine out to the light. You are going to shine in the light. You're going to come out and see who you really are. I think, you know how when you, for example, see someone who has lost a lot of weight, and you haven't seen them for like a long time, a few years, something, and it's like really drastic, and you're like, wow, like you've lost a lot of weight. It's kind of, you can tell like that they're physically looking different. Or someone who's just been like working on themselves for a few years, matured, it's like, wow, like you're a different person. You could tell. Like if you saw that person every day, for example, they were a coworker or a friend, you might notice a change overall, like looking back at it like in a few years, 5-10 years, and be like, wow, that person has really changed. But if you see them every day, you don't really notice that change as much. I feel like that's what's been happening in regards to yourself. I feel like you might have, you know, see yourself every day, so you don't really necessarily see how much power you've gained, how much energy you've put into a lot of different projects for yourself and for mankind and for others. It's just like, this is a celebration of you. Celebration of all the work that you've done. And you don't need a block party. You don't need all your friends and family to come celebrate this with you. But they will notice because you're going to shine so brightly that it's going to be hard not to see you. And I'm not getting just like people you know. People you don't even know are going to see your light shine just as brightly as the people that have known you for a long time. This is kind of incredible. Wow. This is very incredible. So we have the 8 of Wands here for the truth, the 7 of Earth, 7 of Pentacles. This is coming in very quickly. It's kind of reward. Yeah. A message of love. I'm not getting like, this isn't like a gift from the divine. It's more like a review from the divine, a review from God. So it could be seen as a gift because a very pleasant, beautiful thing that's going to occur in your life very soon, very quickly. It's more like you get to see how awesome you have been, how much work you've put into yourself, into your life, into the life of others. This might be like in the form of, someone really coming up to you and being like, wow, you changed my life. This is what you've done for me. Like, I wouldn't be here without you. But it could be something on that level, or some sort of way for the universe to show you who you really are in the eyes of God. Because if you've gone through this life path, I guarantee you've had some difficult experiences, and the reason is because you're meant for more greater things in life, and it's like sometimes really hard to see these people because they're not the ones with a lot of money at first. They're not the ones who are mentally stable at first. They're not the ones who really putting themselves out there and on social media, or and social events at first, at least. These are people that have a long journey, and may have a lot of years with their success, but most likely didn't start out that way and had a long, difficult journey to get here. So it might seem, you might think you're a lone wolf, but you're not. In fact, you're meant to work with other people. And you probably always felt that, like you're meant to work with other people and that you're going to. Yeah, it's the review session, right? I'm getting choked up here. I don't know why. It's kind of like wow. Your spirit team is kind of really like showing you, remember what life was like before this, because everything's about to change. So you can really feel the change, that you can really appreciate what's happening. Because okay, so I feel like what's been happening for you is like there might be a lot of things changing. You might have sensed this. This might have already started for you, or it's about to. Just the right partner, friends, colleagues, like-minded people, community coming in for you. But I feel like it's like in such a profound way, like in a way that you're ready for it. Like you might have thought, well, okay, so one of the things that you have to do on your spiritual journey is accept where you are, and accept things if they weren't going to turn out the way that you wish and hope for. And the point of that is accepting the fact that things could be better than what you hope for, but acknowledging that you might not be able to even think of creatively and divinely this even better situation for yourself. But accepting and acknowledging and allowing for the divine to work in its miraculous ways to bring that forward in your life. So by accepting that things might be the same and that's okay, you're also acknowledging hey, even though I want this, I acknowledge that the divine could bring in something even better. So I'm not just going to focus and laser in on this very specific goal or vision or outcome for myself. Yeah, wow, we got the Seven of Pentacles again. And the Knight of Swords. Oh, King of Swords, and I called it Knight. Wow. Okay, because I said Knight of Swords, like, this is something that's, like, coming in very soon, as if it's a message. So this is something, like, I feel like it's, like, a physical message. Like, it could be someone who made a video about you and, like, wanted to show you, like, hey, this is how far you've come. Or it could be something like an old friend reaching out to you and be like, wow, like, you've definitely changed. Like, remember this? Like, you know, making you remember things that you didn't think you would ever remember. Or just, like, yeah, so, like, a conversation with someone that you haven't seen for a long time. Or, you know, someone brings forward, like, some sort of, like, memorabilia of something you've done, or, like, what you've achieved or something. Or it's not a gift from the God, but it feels like a gift from God. It's like a reward. And this reward may come in the form of a person or group of people that you're meant to work with. So even if you are a very social person, whether you are or not, I feel like you might have been feeling very lonely, even though you've worked on yourself and you've mastered a lot of skills and you're okay with being alone. It's one of the things that you had to accept on this journey. You become another form of master. Like, I feel like you've leveled up. Like, if you were Gandalf the Grey, you're now Gandalf the White, you know? So, like, you've, like, leveled up in a huge way, and you might not acknowledge it because you've been on this journey for a very long time, and you feel like you might have already kind of leveled up from where your life was before. But from that point until now, for example, if you've already had your spiritual awakening and you've done a lot of spiritual work, like, this is kind of like akin to a second spiritual awakening mastery. Like, it's kind of like you've done college, but this is your, like, master's degree or PhD. Like, that's where I'm getting from this reading. So, like, so you may be, like, slightly kind of and keep in mind, this could be energies both within yourself, or you can be one or the other more than, yeah, you can be this side more than this side if you feel that. But for most of you, you're going to be feeling this energy, which is you're this powerhouse, and there's just, like, this small bit of doubt that's making you, like, think a lot. I feel like maybe around this time you might have been, like, taking a lot of time to kind of review things, because there's a lot of things coming in really fast, and, like, I think so fast that you don't even have time to comprehend what's happening to you, or this is about to happen very soon. So Spirit is, like, kind of saying, like, you might be, like, forced to, like, really just appreciate things as they come in. And if you're too, like, busy when all these things kind of, like, kick off for you, this new venture in life, or this next segment of your life, or whatever, like, new things are starting in your life right now, and they're happening very quickly, and they're just, like, oh my goodness, like, better than you could have imagined, or whatever, like, and you just feel, like, tired, or just feel like not doing so much, even though there's so much going on in your life. You're like, why am I not being more productive? Like, why am I not getting out there and doing more things, or talking with this person more, or, you know, socializing more, or taking more actions in my workplace, like, whatever the situation is. It's because this is all, like, a moment to realize you're no longer where you were. And that's kind of like it has, like, a shock value to it, because you've been on this journey for so long, And even though you've been through a lot of experiences, you might forget how far you've come. And so when all these things start to manifest and come into your life in an overwhelmingly loving way, like there's like a lot of truth, clarity, like, wow, like this is better than what I imagined, whether it's a romantic partner or friends or people who are like family to you, soul family, or work situations, opportunities, whatever it is, interests, skills, whatever, that's not like coming through like crazy, like just unbelievable opportunities. Like the reason you're being told to just kind of lounge and just think about things, or don't think about things at all, and just you might think you're being lazy, but you're not. What's really happening is that you're taking some time to review and appreciate like how long you waited for these rewards, how long you've watched and dreamed and envisioned and worked for what is coming in to your life right now. So this is kind of a moment to kind of just like really appreciate. That's basically it. Because I think that like how special these things that are happening in your life are, and how much just appreciating these things really adds value to your life and to the work that you've done. This is a gift. This is a reward. This is the divine reminding you of your worth and your power. So it's very much important for you to kind of not skim these moments by and really appreciate that these things are starting. You'll have time to be busy and get going on all your projects and be creative and all that. In whatever that you're doing, your relationships, your projects, whatever. But really at this time, just be in the moment and be happy and be appreciative. That's all you gotta do. Because this is a time where all these beautiful things start coming in. So your energy, putting that much gratitude into things coming in right now, is going to be a huge manifesting boost for you. So if you try to do a lot of things, you're not going to let the energy and the divine kind of work for you. So this is why you're being kind of told to just like relax, don't do so much. Like, you'll know, like, things are happening for you. Like, just appreciate and just be happy and acknowledge. Be happy with us, like the divine is saying. Like, your spirit team is like, be happy with us. We did it. And if you can sustain that energy of being grateful and appreciative and happy, and you have a cause to be, like, that's enough. That's more than enough work for you to do for most of your time at this time. Wait, you have the Wheel of Fortune and the High Priestess. Like, are you kidding me? The Hierophant and the High Priestess are like counterparts. The Wheel of Fortune, very beautiful, positive, divine events happening now. It's just like, you know that things are happening for you. Like, take a beat and let things happen for you. You know, that's all that needs to happen. And the opposing force here, or the other side, is that you don't want to miss this time in your life. You don't want to miss when things are coming in. And maybe you want to hit the ground running. And maybe that's the energy you kind of feel is happening. Because it is. A lot of things are starting in your life. But you might just have a few months to appreciate. This is kind of like the honeymoon period. And so Spirit's like, be in the honeymoon period. Enjoy these opportunities come in. And, you know, you don't have to do so much. Just enjoy it. Enjoy this time. Take time to show gratitude, and that's so much. That you being in that energy, being appreciative, is manifesting these things even more so, manifesting even bigger things right around the corner. After a few months, it's gonna get going. You're gonna be busy like you wanted, but like this might be the only chance you get to really appreciate this moment. It's kind of like when you have a newborn baby. Like, you only get those special moments in the beginning, and then the baby's grown, and you can't really get that back. So take this time to just appreciate this newborn baby. That is your new life. And that's all you gotta do. The opposing force here has to do with confronting the truth. Like, yeah, these people are in your life, or this person, or this project. It's in your life now. Isn't that incredible? You might miss that miracle, that the fact that this connection to a person, place, a thing that you've been working so hard to manifest is finally in your life. Wouldn't that be so sad? What would you say to your 5 years ago, 10 years ago self? To not bat an eyelash when this opportunity finally comes in. Like, the past you would be freaking out at this. So embody that person, embody that younger version of you that would totally freak out knowing that this just came into your life. That's what Spirit wants you to do, is just be in the energy of being appreciative and grateful. You've been working so hard, and you might have been such a, just moving along in your life, that you forgot what it was like when you weren't even close to achieving this goal or this dream, or getting an opportunity like this. And it was just like a fantastical dream, and now it's here. So you need to take a moment. Definitely, Divine is saying, take a moment, take a beat for this to happen. Okay. So, say for example, it's a romantic situation. Yeah, nah. Like, yeah, this is so, like, gray. Yeah, nah, like, you might be, like, kind of like, oh, whatever, to this situation, this person, because it's like, oh, maybe it won't work out. Maybe you're confused about it. Maybe you're doubting this connection a little bit, even though from face value, like, wow, this is a relationship of a lifetime. This is like a soulmate level connection. It's a divine connection. And, like, now you're just kind of passing it up, like, not giving it a moment. And this person may feel like you kind of rock their boat. They're kind of out of balance, and they just kind of feel like a little bit like they're doing things that they wouldn't normally do, because they're just like, what is this person? Who is this person? And what is going on here? They feel kind of out of sorts, because I feel like they're maybe more of a regular routine kind of person, and then you kind of like shift things up for them, but they're kind of enjoying it, and then now kind of questioning it too, like, wow, is this person actually good for me? Or, do they even think of me like as someone serious? Like, am I being unhealthy emotionally and mentally because of this connection? And the truth of the situation is your family like won't like me. So there's like a little bit of doubt, and this, like, if it was a romantic situation, is that like maybe your family won't accept me for who I am, or my upbringing, or my background, or what I do for work, or my financial situation, or my personality. So like so the truth of the situation is they're both kind of like putting some sort of doubt, like a reasonable logical doubt on this situation, even though like love isn't logical, it's divine, it's greater than what your mind can process. Like, you guys are putting logical doubts on this connection, like your family won't like me because this really freaks you out. It's true, it's divine, and you both know it and feel it. Okay, so that's like if it were like a romantic situation. Now, if it was like a friend or family situation, what's going on there? Or just someone you know. Okay, King of Pentacles. Like, I feel like you're doing well. I feel like you're doing really well. And it's beginning to show. Like, you might look better, you might dress better, you might have more money to spend, or you might be doing more interesting things, having a more interesting social life, or, you know, you're traveling more, or you're doing, you know, it shows, like, it's starting to show that you're, like, this, like, very, I wouldn't say mature, but, like that your external life has caught up with your internal life, you know, it's very quickly. And you're becoming much more attractive. Like you seem very confident to whoever this person is, your family member or your friend or your work coworker or whatever, or someone at work, whoever this other person is. Like, they're seeing you in this like very like strong, authoritative, like very powerful person. It's like, oh dang, this person is doing really well physically or materially, and they also have the confidence to back them up. But I'm getting this kind of feeling of like this King of Wands, like you've always had this fire, like you've always had this like commanding presence about you, but it's just become more noticeable to this person. And yeah, you've become very, very, very attractive, and you seem like you're a very reasonable person. Like you make sense whenever you talk. Like your wisdom is showing. Your wisdom, your light is wisdom. Your light is showing. Your wisdom is showing, and it's making you become, you know, you look very attractive. Whether this person is of your sexual preference, or you're their sexual preference or not, whether they're older or younger, or a boss or employee, or a friend or a family member, whoever this person is, like doesn't matter if they're a potential romantic interest or not, but they're just like, wow, this person's attractive. Like, they're really seeing your value. They're really seeing your like worth. And I don't like to put those terms onto people, value and worth, because we're all, you know, worthy of a life. It's just like you know, it's like your rank and your status just like went up. Your stock just went up, and like it's very hard. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's very hard to not notice your light anymore. Like, people, like even your friends and family, or people you work with, or whatever, your neighbors or something. It's like, wow, like this person is like, how did I not know? Like, you might have seemed like it before, but like it's like slapping them in the face now. Like, they can't not acknowledge it. And I feel like they're attracted to you like a moth to a flame. Like, yeah, they saw you before and you're like, oh, yeah, that's a cool, pretty flame. But now it's just like, I need to know more about them, or I need to, like, they're just like this, like a little bit of obsessive energy. And that's what happens when you start shining your light that brightly. Like, yeah, like your light was on before, when most people's light are like very dim or not on, or, you know, maybe not as powerful as yours at that time. And now it's just kind of like double, tripled in strength. I'm getting 100 times brighter than before. And it's like kind of the difference of like putting on a flashlight at night in your house, and like having like multiple like skylights from your home shooting like blinding lights up into the sky. Like, it's the light that you're shining now is so like a magnet for people now. It's hard not to notice. It's hard not to acknowledge. It's hard not to say something to you, or to be in your energy, or to just like to not see you. Like it's hard. And yeah, the Wheel of Fortune. Wow, twice. So wow, and the Devil. So it's so what I'm getting here is it's time. It's time. What is it? Time for the Chariot. Okay, so things are moving around you very quickly. So I feel like a lot of people are going through a very like they're confronting their demons very quickly now. And it's like you make them confront their demons very quickly. So like even though they're very attracted to you, they're also very like they also start doing like exhibiting their worst behavior, or their vices and their bad habits start to come out more. Their deepest traumas and childhood wounds, emotional wounds of any kind of, significant to them is like just coming out to the surface. And it's just because them being around you is bringing that out very strongly now. Big happy changes. But this is good because whether you intended to or not, you're helping a lot of people like shine brighter too, or like start healing and start working on themselves. So it's very beautiful situation. You're becoming very bright, so much so that just being in the presence of other people brings up their wounds and things they need to heal so they can start healing it. And this is kind of crazy. I'm getting this kind of, okay, so I'm going to go on like the collective level now. But on the collective level, I am getting that like, this is like light workers kind of, it's like, it's not a gradual thing I'm getting. Like, yeah, it's been a very gradual thing to get to where you are, the work that you've done. But like, I feel like there's like a light switch turned on and like, it's like, whoom, your light just like blinds people. And it's like almost overnight I'm getting it's a period of like 2.5 days or 3 days where it's just like your light just turns on and it doesn't turn off anymore. But it just forces everyone around you to kind of do their shadow work and do their inner work. Okay, so 5 of Swords. In this deck, that is Betrayal. Betrayal by what? 8 of Swords. 2 8s here. Diplomacy and evasion. Okay, so you might be confronted with some sort of betrayal, but it's not. Yeah, Knight of Wands. Wow, it happens very quickly, but you're prepared for it. I feel that you've seen this coming. Wow. It's the 8 of Swords, Diplomacy, 5 of Swords, Swords, Wands. There's a lot of action being taken here. I feel like you see this betrayal coming and you release yourself from the betrayal and take action. So something might happen on a larger community scale, countrywide, worldwide scale, where you feel betrayed, but then you take yourself out of this situation where you were betrayed by whatever, and quickly take action. So you're aware of the truth, and because you're more spiritually advanced and emotionally advanced, you're able to look past the betrayal and see the higher perspective, see the grand divine plan, and take action right away. the opposing force is Five of Wands and the Ten of Cups. Okay. Ten of Cups in this deck is secure family life and Five of Wands. Unforeseen obstacle. It's going to be difficult to navigate when this kind of betrayal happens. Your family life. So these are, I'm getting not including just family, but family, friends, people you were friends with, people around you that you know that like has opposing views to you, or not, maybe not so self-aware, maybe we're less willing to look at the truth. It might be difficult to navigate that situation. Yes, it's going to be an experience. Page of Pentacles, to educate them while educating yourself. Like it's not easy. You think because you have a lot of wisdom that you can easily share that wisdom, and that's not the truth. Like there's so much to learn about, like how people take in information, what kind of information, and what would make them not want to learn more about a certain topic, and what would interest them in learning more about a specific topic. And it's not, and you know, you don't want to force people to do something that they don't want to do. What you can honestly really do is like show them the truth. Maybe have like try to resonate with what they're interested in. And that's like, yeah, that's the best you can do, right? And like there's so much to learn about like how to share your wisdom. And it might be very difficult with someone like your family member that you know for a long time, because they're sometimes unwilling to listen to someone that they've had no stock in for a long time. And then when they have to listen, and you've moved past these steps, because you're going to go through it too. Whatever happens in the collective, like you're going to go through it too. You just go through it quicker because you understand what's going on. What's actually happening is the Empress. And in this deck, the Empress is joy and prosperity. So, with big happy changes and joy and prosperity, the Justice card, things coming in very quickly, divine messages, loving messages, love messages, rewards and results. Like 3, like who cares if your family doesn't like you just want to make sure they're okay and safe, right? You have family around you, your soul family that loves you, right? And it might take them a little bit of time, but you don't see that as, you might just see it as your responsibility to take care of people you know. Great. It's also your responsibility to find your own true family, whether it's in your friends or family, your partner, your community, your group, or your actual family. So it's just kind of like navigating these changes as something happens here. Let me see if there's a very specific thing. People you are responsible for. Are you serious? I literally said that. So that there might be people you're responsible for, like your friends, your family, people you've known in your past, that like, or your old neighborhood, your hometown, or your neighbors, or something that, like, when things come through, the truth and whatever, like, will you help to navigate it? Like, it's your responsibility. These people, like, you're the spiritual leader. You're the one who knew about these truths. And yeah, it might be not a fun learning curve to like talk to people like your family and coworkers that like really, you know, cast you aside, saw you as a black sheep, or want to cling on to you now because of your light and, you know, your status in the world now. Doesn't matter. These are people you're responsible for, and you know what I'm talking about. If you're a light worker, it's like, oh yeah, do self-care, like get rid of people who don't, like, you know, aren't serving you for your highest and best good. But like, yeah, at this point, you have your energy down. Your self-care processes down. You are very powerful. You've just graduated. Like, you're like an elite spiritual worker now. So you have people you're responsible for, you know. And money. So there might be a lot of money coming in as well, which is giving you this kind of like materialistic and physical upgrade in your life. Like I said, like your internal work is catching up with your environment. It's manifesting in your environment like crazy. So spirits just like take time to just appreciate it, enjoy it, and love it. I'm just gonna pull one last oracle card. See spirit's advice for the situation. New life. It's a new life, and it's coming through now for you. Just take some time, stretch, take some saltwater baths, you know, try to eat healthier, relax, don't work out too hard. Just take it easy. Like, things are manifesting for you. The best thing you can do is just be grateful for things happening, and things are happening for you, to bring in this new life that you've already worked hard for. So just like enjoy these newborn baby times, this honeymoon period. Just be in that energy of gratitude, and that's more than enough. All right. So I'm wishing you much love and light.